Hi Cricut friends, Diane Bruder here, and today I'm going to take you into Design Space and show you how you can make your own hoop earrings with shapes. So let's have at it, shall we? Design Space, and what we're going to do is we are going to create a hoop earring. So we're going to work with shapes, so come down here to shapes. Oops. I can make my hoop earring circle or square, any shape basically you want. But we're just working with shapes in Design Space. Later I'll have a video where I can show you how to take several shapes and make a really cool earring. But for right now, just for giggles, let's choose hexagon. All right, in order to make a hole in this, we have to duplicate this. We could make a hole that's round, but that would look silly. I like my holes to be the same as the earring itself. So I'm going to come over here and duplicate. And since this is a hole, I'm going to change the color to white. Now I'm going to, make it smaller and bring it over to this earring. I'm going to line it up so it looks like it's even on all sides. All right, and there's my earring. So now what I can do is I can highlight it and come over and hit slice. Now I can remove the center. And voila, I have an earring. Now you're saying, why are there two pieces here? Think of this as a cookie cutter. This is the part you cut out of the cookie, and this is the cookie that's left to go on the sheet. That's how I think of slice. All right, so let's get rid of this. We don't need the hole anymore. I'm going to save this because we're going to make a two-part earring, and I'll show you here in a minute. Now, this is perfectly fine, earring like this. I don't like my earrings flat on the top. It's just a personal preference. You can leave it like this if you want. I'm going to turn mine. So what I'm going to do is take this little tool here and flip it on its side. Now I've got much more interesting earring because of a point on the top. Again, it's personal preference. I'm going to change the shape because I'm making a two-part earring and I don't want it to be ginormous. So what I'm going to do is I don't want this any higher than, let's say, 2 inches. So I'm going to come over here. And I'm just going to change this to 2. And you're saying, oh, that looks pretty cool. Yeah, it does. I still don't like mine quite as wide. So what I'm going to do is I want this to be approximately 2 inches, but I want this to be a little narrower. I'm going to go to my tool here, unlock it, and I'm just going to move it. Or another way to do it, let me hit undo. Another way to do it is to go like this, hit unlock, and you can, oops, I want this too. You can come up here when it's unlocked and just change this. Maybe I want it 1.5. Oops. .5, bang. All right. Now to me, that's pleasing. It's not too narrow, but again, it's your preference. Everybody to each his own, right? All right, so here's your earring. And you're going, okay, so what do I do? How do I get the holes in my earring? Oops, my screen just disappeared on me. So in order to do that, I'm going to come back to shapes, circle. And what I like to do, I have a certain size I like my circles. I like them to be 0.135. Enter. Okay. Now, since it's a hole, I'm going to change the color to white. Voila. All right. And I could put it over here and make a hole. But before I do that, I'm going to make 2 more of these because I'm going to attach this to this with my earring. So I'm thinking ahead. I'm going to duplicate it twice. All right, let's finish this earring and put the hole. You don't want it too close to the top or it could rip, but you don't want it too close to the bottom or you're going to have a hard time fitting a jump ring in there. That to me looks good and pleasing, so I'm going to group that whole thing. Oops, I'm up here. Group. And that's 1 full earring. Now let me get these out of the way for now. We'll work on the second part in a minute. This is 1 earring. I'm going to duplicate it because I have 2 ears, so do you. So there we go. There's the second part of your earring. you can stop here and just attach it with an earring wire, or you can do what I'm going to do now. I don't want this to be a different color because I can make it the same color and cut them all in one mat, but I like variety, so that part of the earring is going to be red. Okay, I'm going to take this, I'm going to turn it on its side like I did the other one, and what I'm going to do is I need to make it smaller because we don't need it overbearing this. That would look really silly, see? So we're going to make it really, not really small, but smaller. That's kind of interesting, but I go just a little bit smaller. There you go. To me, that looks pleasing. Okay, so let's put our holes in this part of the earring. And now I'm going to line this hole up by putting it over top, oops, excuse me, putting it over top of this hole. And while it's highlighted, using my down arrow so it stays aligned. My screen keeps moving on me. And there you go. All right. I'm going to move this one up just a little bit. There you go. All right. So I'm going to go and attach or group this, excuse me, group it. And then I'm going to duplicate it. So I have one for the other earring. And now you have a set of earrings, a two-part earring. You can attach jump rings here. And you could put an earring wire up here. Okay? Now, before I set it to make it, I have to use a special tool called attach. So what I'm going to do, these two things are the same, and when I'm going to say matte, I'm going to choose them and hit attach. Watch what happens to the holes. You know, it looks like they're gone, but if you look, you can still see the circles there. The machine does that because if it were white, it would recognize it that it needs to go on a different mat. So trust me, when it's like this, it means it's going to cut it out. So we need to do the same thing for these things here. So let's attach those as well. So now if I go to make it, I have two mats. The large part of my earring with the hole already there, and I can also have the small part of the earring with the holes. Now I'm not going to cut this out because I'm upstairs on my Mac and my Bluetooth is too far away to reach my machine, which is actually downstairs on my laptop. So I'm going to end this for right here, the part that is in Design Space, and I'm going to sign off.